Hi guys, good morning. It's KCFX. Today, the 17th of May on Sunday morning. Okay, so today I will be talking about pairs which we'll be looking at in this new week. Okay, and also an entry which we took yesterday. Okay, I'll be talking about all these on this video. Okay, so let's try watch from the start to the end so we could get some valuable and very important insights on pairs which I want to talk about. Okay, alright guys, so I'm going to be talking on Euro USD. Okay, so Euro USD, it's clear there. Alright, you can see I wrote this here. Okay, I said price broke this level. This was a video which I talked about last weekend. Okay, I spoke about this. If price breaks this level, it means now downward side has taken charge. Okay, now we see a shift from the buyers into the seller side. Okay, so now that's why you can see we had lower low, lower high, and lower low too. Okay, so now you can see this one went fantastically well towards the downside. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. We saw price come to the golden zone and we saw price come downside. Okay, so now on this pair, okay, we have a lower high which is the 2. Okay, the second lower high which we saw, okay, which also we saw price coming to the golden zone. Now we can see clearly that we have a new lower low. Okay, we can see price came down, crossed the previous lower low, okay, and gave us a new lower low here. Okay, so now we have a new lower low. Okay, so we'll say this. Okay, sorry, we'll say this is our new lower low. Okay, and guys, you know, when we have a lower low, okay, what do we want to look for now? I want to look for a new lower, sorry, when we have a lower low like this, what do we look for? We look for a lower high. Okay, so now we have a lower low here. Okay, we have a lower high here. Why we had a lower high too is because we didn't see price cross this previous lower low to give us a new lower low. Okay, that's why we see a lower low, lower high too here. Okay, so now that we have a new lower low here, okay, now we can say we want to see a new lower high which should be around this level. I remember on my videos which I drop, okay, on my YouTube channel, I also explain that how do we get our highs, whether in a downward trend or in a bullish trend. We use a Fibonacci retracement to identify our highs, okay, on both sides, both trend, either buy or sell. Okay, so I'm going to show us how we can go about that and use our Fibonacci retracement to identify our high. Okay, so now how do you do that? Now you do that now. Okay, so how you do that by using your Fibonacci retracement tool, which is this. Okay, now from the high. Okay, so now your Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay, now because we want to look for the high, okay, we're going to draw a Fibonacci retracement tool from the low to the high. That's from the lower low here towards the lower high at the top. Okay, I want to see price come and hit the 0.618 area. Okay, the Fibonacci retracement tool I'm going to draw now from the low here, okay, up to the high, which is this one here. Okay, so now what do we want to see? We want to see price come into this level. We want to see price come into this to touch the 0.618 area, which is this area here. Okay, this area. Okay, this red dashed line which you see. This is going to be our high. Okay, so we're going to put our high here, or we could just carry this line here and put it here. Okay, so we want to see price coming to the 0.618 area, which is this area. Okay, we want to see price coming to that area. So now we can say, okay, now that we've seen where we want price to get to where we want to see a high, okay, we can delete this Fibonacci retracement tool and say, okay, now this is our high. Okay, cool. This is our high. Okay, so this is our high here. Okay, so now fine, now this is our high. We want price to come towards this level. Okay, that red line which you see there. Okay, so that's going to be our high, and that high means that's going to be our lower high. Okay, which you can put here. Okay, so now we can take out this one. Okay, because we've passed that stage, so now it's no longer 2, it's just the high, because this area has already given us a new lower high, so there's no need to put lower high 1 or 2 anymore. Okay, we have a lower low, which is here, we have a lower high, which is here, we have a lower low, which is here, and now we have a lower high which we want price to get to. Okay, so now what we need to do now is to see price come from this level, okay, towards this level. The price can get to this level, just touching the line is enough. Okay, the price needs to touch that line at least. Okay, if price can touch that line, what do we want to see? We want to see price come towards the downside, come into the golden zone. Okay, and what happens? We push price, we see our criteria, of course. Okay, then what needs to be done? We need to see price push towards the downside. Okay, so that is what we want to see, to give us a new lower low. Okay, so this is what we want to see. Okay, price needs to come into the new high, which is the lower high. Price needs to come down into the golden zone, which is this area. Okay, give us a criteria, then we push the market towards the downside. Okay, this is what we are looking to see. So position from this area. Okay, we want to see price come towards this area, downside. Okay, and this is what we want to see, something like this. Okay, so this is what we want to see on your USD in this coming week. So your USD, we're going to be waiting for some time, or just a day. Market can go very fast and give us a high and also come down towards golden zone in just one day. So but for now, on your USD, we are just going to be waiting. I remember on the last video I was saying something of your USD and GBP USD, EU and GU, they work in hand. Okay, your USD has already given us that price is now on the downward trend. Okay, that was of last week video, which of course we attended to that last week. Okay, so now GBP USD was on the bullish side, but now GU, which is GBP USD, is now on the bearish side, which I'll be coming into now to explain. Okay, so your USD, we just need to wait for price to give us a new lower high and also come down towards the golden zone, give us a criteria, and we sell more towards the downside, except price has other plans. But this is what we're looking for. This is our setup for this week. Okay, we want to see price give us this. Okay, alright guys, so I'm going to go into GBP USD now so we can talk about that bit. GBP USD. Okay, as of last week, GBP was very much on the bullish side. You can see price was going high. You can see we have higher high, higher low, higher high here, higher low here. Okay, we saw higher high here, higher low, higher high, higher low. But what happens now? Okay, we can see price try to, let me delete this. This is no longer an uptrend market, so I'm going to delete this one out. Okay, so now we can see clearly that price, okay, what did price do? Okay, we saw price give us a high here, okay, give us a higher low here. Price came up, price did not give us a new high because price did not cross this previous higher high here. Okay, instead price went towards the downside. Okay, so now what happened? Okay, now because price gave us a higher low here, okay, but unfortunately price didn't give us a higher high up here. Okay, what do we need to see? We need to see price cross this previous higher low. All right, the higher low has a higher high. Okay, so this is a valid one. So if price can break this black line which you have here, which you see I tagged, if price breaks this level, we see a shift towards the downside. Okay, so now price broke this black line which I tagged. If price breaks, downside happens. Okay, now price broke that line towards the downside. Now that suggests price maybe on the short term or maybe on the long term, we don't know, except market, how we see how market keeps on printing candles, then we're sure that the downward trend is going to be on the long term or short term. Time will tell. Okay, but for now we can see as long price has broken this higher low here, this black line, it shows that price now is now on the downtrend market, meaning if we go to the 4 hours time frame, okay, on the 4 hours time frame, okay, on the 4 hours time frame, I'm going to delete all this voila here. Okay, on the 4 hours time frame, you can see that we have higher low, higher high towards the upside, but you can see price broke this line. Okay, price broke this black line towards the downside. Price broke this level here. Okay, this level means that price now has shifted, maybe on the short term, maybe on the long term, towards the downside. So this market now on the 4 hours time frame shows that price for GU is now on the bearish side, no longer on the bullish side. I remember the pair which I just spoke about, the EURUSD, that is the EU. I just explained that if price on EU is saying price generally is on a downward trend, GU should also do the same. And now you can see GU now is now on a downward trend. So now GU and EU are correlating 100% together. So we are seeing a very good setup now for both these pairs. Okay, so now we see that this pair now is on a downward trend. Okay, so now what do we need to see? Since now we see downward trend, we need to see lower highs, because now it's not an uptrend where we look for higher highs and higher lows. Now we have a downtrend market, so we're looking for lower highs and lower lows. So now how would that work for us? Okay, so now clearly we can take out this Fibonacci retracement. It's no longer needed. We can also delete this because it has done its job. We can also clear this arrow. It has done its job. Okay, so now we have a downward trend. Okay, so I can clear this arrow because for now it's no longer needed. Now our lower high now is going to be, okay, it's going to be at this level. This is the high. You can use it as the high. Okay, that's the high, right? This is the high. Okay, now this is the high. Now what do we want to see? We want to see a low. Now we can say the low can be here because this is where market stopped, or this is where market closed on Friday. So we can say our low, our low is at this area here. So we can just say our low is here. Okay, now again, how do we get our high in a downward trend situation? Okay, we get it using our Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay, so now we're going to do that. Now we go to our tools, 5 retracement tool. Now what do we do? Because we want to see a high, we're going to be drawing our Fibonacci retracement tool from the lower low here up to the lower high. And remember, as I explained on EU, okay, I said price needs to come into let me take out this black line. Shouldn't interfere. Okay, so now I'm going to draw a Fibonacci retracement tool from this side towards our high, which is a lower high here. Okay. Now, as I said on EU, I said price needs to come into the 0.618 area, which is this red line here. Okay. All right. So we're going to see price come into this level. Okay, for a high to be confirmed. Okay. So now I'm going to draw a line there so we can use that to identify the 0.618 area, which is this line. Okay, we can just give that line a red. Okay, so we want to see price come into that area. So now we can call this our high. Okay, we can call this our high. This area is going to be our high. So we put high there. Okay, and also we can also put lower high because now it's a downward trend. So we're looking for lower highs. Okay, so what do we want to see? We want to see price now come into that area, which is price come back upward towards this area. Okay, just touch the line. That's what we need. We don't need more than that. And also, what do we need? We need price to come down towards the downside into our golden zone. Criteria as well needs to be checked after it has entered our golden zone. That's the first thing. Enter into the golden zone, and criteria has checked. Then an entry is now valid. You take an entry towards the downside. This is what we want to see. And now what happens? We see a new lower low. Okay, you can say it's identical to what we have on EU. Same scenario, nothing special. Okay, now on EU we have same scenario. Okay, exactly the same thing. Okay, EU and GU, because now they are correlating 100% towards the downside. So we're expecting this to happen. So this week we're expecting price to come towards the lower high, which is the high, and down into the golden zone, which will be at this area. Criteria as well needs to be checked. Then we push towards the downside and entry. Okay, so this is what we're looking at for this new week. Okay, so now guys, I'm going to be going to gold. Okay, to explain gold. Okay, so now we're talking about gold. This is going to be the last one before I talk about the entry which we took yesterday. Okay, so now gold, I said last week, okay, this is the 4 hours time frame. I said last week on our pair that gold is still very much in a bearish situation. Okay, it's very much bearish. Okay, gold is bearish. generally. Okay, so we should say expect more downside except price comes and breaks this level here. That is the 5418 area. You can see I put it there. If price breaks this level, it becomes overall bullish. Okay, so we want price to come all the way from here to break this level for us to see bullish come to life and come to play in the overall market. Okay, so for now we're still very much in the bearish side, and right now we've been using mini structure to get entries towards the upside or downside. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and explain to us what to see. Okay, so now very clearly we can see we see a higher low here. Okay, higher high, higher low, and we saw a higher high here, but it wasn't too clear for us to use to enter into the market, so we let that slide. So now what do we want to see now? We saw price, this is the high here. Okay, this is, let's see, this is the higher low now here. Okay, now this is the higher low, there's the higher high. By right this should be a higher low, because you can see price came into the golden zone, but it wasn't clear enough, so we didn't take that. Good. So now we see higher low, higher high. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly do this. Okay, so now I'm just going to delete this one so we can understand clearly. Okay, now we saw a high here, we saw a high low here. Okay, so now if you draw a Fibonacci retracement tool, because now I want to see price coming to this downside. So if you draw a high here towards the downside. Okay, now because it's an uptrend market, we want to see price coming to the 0.618 area, which is this side. You know, in the downtrend market, we wanted to see our lower high touch the 0.618 area. That's on a downward trend, lower high, lower lows. But now on an upward trend, we need to see price come and touch the 0.618 area for us to identify our higher low. Okay, so you can see the bullish and the bullish side and the downward side as well have their usefulness for Fibonacci retracement too. Okay, it shows us our higher lows, our lower highs. Now on this bullish side, drawing our Fibonacci retracement tool from the high down to the low, we need to see price come and touch price. We need to see price come towards this red line, the 0.618 area. Okay, and that's what we saw. Okay, we saw price coming to this 0.618 area, and that's the golden zone. Okay, and that's why you see I have my higher low here. Okay, so now we also saw price. Okay, we saw price come up. Okay, cross this level towards the upside. Okay, now it looks as if they are equal, but they are not equal. If you put your line here, you can see that, okay, there's a space in between. So this is a high. Okay, this is also a high. This is also like a higher low too. Okay, this is also like a higher low. So this is a higher high here. This is also a higher high as well. Okay, so we have a higher low here. Okay, a higher high here, a higher low here, and a higher high here. Okay, but it was we couldn't take an entry towards this level because it's not really clear. That's why I let gold slide. So that's that on gold. So now what do we want to see? Okay, now we want to see price keep on going towards the upside. I mean price to keep on moving higher. Okay, right? But what happened? We saw price dipping. Okay, price broke this previous high low. Okay, price broke this high low, which means price has now shifted. And remember, we're seeing a mini structure. We're still inside the main structure, which is bearish. Okay, generally bearish. So now we see price broke this higher low area. We saw price broke this level again. Okay, this area towards the downside. That shows that price now on this mini structure means price now wants to okay, start going towards the downside. Okay, now we see downward trend come into play again. Okay, that's our initial plan. Okay, price to keep on falling. Okay, so now we see price break this previous higher low to give us a confirmation that price wants to start going towards the downside. Okay, I know price don't just go down like that. It needs to form some structures before we can start looking to either buy or sell. Okay, so now what are we looking at now? Now we see a higher low here. Okay, now what do we see? Now I want to see price. I'm going to take out this so it doesn't get us confused. Okay, so now because price has broken this area now, okay, now it shows that market now is on a downward trend. Okay, and that's what actually we want. Okay, so now it's a downward trend. What do we want to see? Okay, now this is going to be our lower high, okay, because that's the high of this downward trend now in this mini structure that we see. Okay, now what do we want to see next? We want to see our lower low. Now our lower low needs to be at this low here where price closed on Friday night. Okay, so now what do we want to see? We want to see price let me take out this 5-minute retracement so it doesn't disturb, confuse us. Now we have a lower high here because that's the high. Okay, now we have a lower low here because that's the low of where the market closed on Friday night. Okay, so now we want to see a lower high. Okay, just as we saw on EU and GU. Now how do we do that? We use our 5-minute retracement tool, okay, because that's the tool we use in identifying these levels. Okay, so we go to our 5-minute retracement tool. It is here. We come on this one here, okay, from the low, because we want, of course, we want to see high. So click on the low here up to the high, which is this level here. Okay, so what do we want to see? Same scenario. We want to see price coming to the 0.618 area, which is this line as well. So what do we want to do? We're going to take this line here, put it on the 0.618 area, okay, this area, this one, okay. Now we know that price needs to come towards the 0.618 area, which is this. So now let me take this. We want to see price from here come up here, just touch it, just as we saw in EU and GU. Okay, touch this, and what do we need to see? We want to see price come down into our golden zone. Okay, then our criteria needs to be checked. Then what happens? We take our entry towards the downside for more selling, okay, for gold. So now I'm going to take this is our golden zone, because this is what we want to see. Okay, so now we need to say our lower high now needs to be here. Okay, our lower high needs to be at this level. Okay, and this is exactly what we are looking for gold this new week. So our entry level would be same just as I did for EU and GU. Our entry level will be around this level after the criteria has been met. Okay, we will see price come towards the downside. Okay, so this is exactly what we're looking at. Okay, we want to see price come and form a new lower high, which is also a high here. Okay, then price needs to come down into the golden zone, give us our criteria, then we keep selling gold. Okay, so this week we are waiting for this to come alive. Okay, so you can see on GU, EU, and gold, we're having almost the same thing. Okay, the same movement towards the downside. You want to see price come towards the downside. All right, so all these three pairs, what we're looking at, I want to see price keep on dipping. Okay, for this third week of May. All right, okay, guys. So I'm going to go to Solana USD, which we've not touched for a long time. Okay, so now on the 4 hours time frame, you can see clearly so USD has been chopping, has been going up and down for a while. Okay, which of course we couldn't enter because there was no clear sign for us to take an entry. Now you can see we have a lower low at it down here. Okay, we have a lower high here, and the reason why I put one here is because we did not see price come down, okay, and cross this lower low to give us a new lower low down here. Okay, what we saw was price doing this. Price came down, okay, did not cross the lower low. Okay, what the price do? Price also came up, crossed the previous lower high to give us a lower high too. Okay, this is what we've been waiting for almost 1 month plus now for Solana USD, and that's what we saw. We saw a lower high too. Okay, and now what did we see? We saw price coming to the golden zone, and our criteria as well was checked, and we took an entry towards the downside yesterday. Okay, we want to see price come towards this level and also cross down to cross this and give us a new lower high below. Okay, so this is what we are looking for Solana USD. Okay, but at the moment we can see we're in a drawdown now, but it's what it is. Price don't just go straight to your TP, except sometimes. Okay, so for now we see price still playing around this level. Okay, we see price just playing around this level. Okay, price is just doing its thing. Price is here. Okay, price is still very much on the 0.618 area. We need to see price keep pushing towards the downside. At least we want to see TP1 smash. TP1 is the most important, which we have to see it come alive. So we hold so USD, our entry which I gave the VIP area, and also entry which I gave the free group. We hold our positions and let price keep going. Okay, we need to see price come towards the downside, at least towards TP1 first. okay, then if you decide to close at TP1 is also fine. Or if you see price come very close to TP1, you can as well close and stay out. Okay, TP1 is something we have to see. Okay, I am certain that price needs to come towards the downside towards at least 80% of the time. Price comes towards our TP1 level, at least, even if it wants to fail, because the truth is you don't know what the market wants to do, know what it knows. Okay, you just stick to your edge, stick to your setup and trust it, and just, you know, the process is key, so we keep pushing. All right, so we believe that this price will need to come towards the downside, which is this area, towards TP1, at least most importantly TP1. Then if price wants to still keep on moving towards TP2 area, by then we have break even set. So if price goes against you, it closes you out in 0.00, okay, in no loss. Okay, but TP1 level is what we want to see. Okay, so we hold this pair and let price keep, you know, doing what it does best. Okay, surprises us. Okay, so alright guys, I think I'm going to be closing my this video here. I'm going to drop it on YouTube. Please subscribe, watch the video from the beginning to the end. It's important so you can understand how we trade. Okay, so that's that for this video guys. KCFX, I'll see you guys around. KCFX out.